Hello, how you doing? You're welcome once again to another video on Ugo Creates and Comics TV. My name is Ugo Amadi, the creator and founder of Wahala Comics. So nice to have you once again. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and share as well, as it would help me really and give me even more encouragement to put out more amazing content for you out there. So once again, thanks for joining me today. So today I'll just be talking on making comics, sharing my experience and just having a general discussion on the topic of making comics. Now, why use comic book as a storytelling medium? Because there's one thing many people miss out. We forget that at the end of the day, you're telling stories. Whether you're having a video on YouTube or it's a movie or a TV series or a novel, or a drama piece in the theater, it's all telling stories. And comic books as well, that's telling stories. So for me, why I chose the medium of comics was I, apart from being a fan of comic books, the DC comics, your Marvel comics, and then recently Invincibles by Image Comics. Um, I discovered that comics have a more visual feel, which is something that really appealed to me. The visual feel, the visual nature of comics, immediately on the page, the story comes to life, in front of you, and you immediately it triggers your senses. And so for me, that's why I opted for comic books. In addition to the fact that I was a fan, always been a fan of comic books, especially the DC comics, and I've always loved to tell stories. Been writing stories since I was 8, and so um, loved it. And um, also discovering a niche or rather a gap in comic books. So just like every industry, every sector, you look closely. If you look closely, you will discover your place. You discover a niche. You discover a gap that you can fill. So that's why I opted for comic books. Using comic books as a medium of telling stories. And now, one thing that's also very important that was key for me as well in going into starting Wahala Comics, you can check out the website www.wahalacomics.com. That is www.wahalacomics.com. Check out our website. Was one key thing was I asked myself, what is my role? What is my role? And I discovered that I couldn't draw well enough, but I've always been a very good storyteller, if I'd say so myself, so, and script writing was something that came naturally to me. So I decided to go into writing the scripts and then sourcing freelance artists, amazing artists I may add, to help with drawing and illustration and all that. So you may want to start your comics and you ask yourself, I can't draw. How do I go about this? You know, you can work collaboratively with people that have the skill set with respect to drawing. Now, it can be the reverse can be the case. You may know nothing, you may not be able to come up with your own stories, but you have the amazing skill, amazing talent to draw and bring the amazing stories of other people to life. That's amazing skill. So you can work collaboratively with storyteller, scriptwriter to bring the ideas to life, and that's very important. That's very important because without the artist, you can write an amazing script. Without the artist, that's just silly. Without the artist, what you have is just words, and you don't have the story to come to life. So that's one thing that's very, very important. Very, 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 very important as far as I'm concerned. So I think that's something that we should take to mind. You have your different roles. Now you have people who are amazingly gifted. People who have the script writing skills and the um, illustration drawing skills. so you can then go solo on your own immediately. But sometimes, even when you have those skills, you know, you may not have the time because it's a time consuming effort to produce a comic book. It's time consuming, activity, exercise. So if you, um, so if you go on drawing, you combine both activities, doing the inking, the penciling, and then going on to do the what's it called, doing right just after writing the scripts as well, or doing it simultaneously. That would be an onerous task. But if you have the ability to do that, you have the time and energy to do that. Kudos to you. Fair play, fair play, fair dues to you. 1000%. I respect your craft and your ability, but find your role and don't be discouraged if you like comic books. Don't be discouraged. You can even be a marketer. If you're someone who's into animation, you can even be someone that creates a trailer, animate a trailer to help promote your comics. Like I have a trailer that was made. I work collaboratively with an animator to create a trailer for one of my characters, Cybertech. And as this channel continues to grow and evolve, you will see Cybertech featured prominently on here. And then I have another YouTube channel as well, but we'll talk about that later as well. So that's that too. Yeah, and then sorry, I'm looking at this thing in my hands now. That's okay. Now, one thing I want people to know, and this is for especially for Black writers and other minority writers, do not restrict your market. Do not restrict your market when you're making comics. Do not narrow your market. Now, by this I mean, don't restrict the characters you create to just Black characters. Now, if it turns out that the characters you create, or each time you have a creative spark, it's only Black characters, that's fine, no problem. But do not restrict your market. So don't shoehorn characters that could be white, that could be Latina, that could be, Asian, to being Black characters, or to being the race that you are, or being within your own demography. Because what you want for your comics to really be successful, you need to appeal to a wide market. So if you're just making your comics for yourself, just to read for your own enjoyment, that's fine. Or a couple of your friends to read and have that joy, that sense of satisfaction to say, yeah, I made a comic book. That's fine. But if you want to earn some sort of living from your comic books or get in some revenue from your comic books, you must allow it appeal to a wider, you know, wider and broader um, market now, right? Wider and broader market. That having been said now, so another thing again as well is there's this false sort of, let's say, false notion or false belief that comic books are only meant for superheroes, superhero characters, and all that stuff. Now, while most comic books are sort of superhero related characters like your Superman, like for me, Killshot, Cybertech, Blast, Akina, First Light, the story goes on and on. But comics, like I said earlier at the top of the show, uh, comic books are a storytelling medium, just as you have your your drama, your prose, your novels, you know, your movies, that storytelling platform. So you can tell all sorts of stories. You can tell romance stories, you can tell horror stories, just like I have with When I Close My Eyes, a book I wrote, and it's published right now. It's in the market. Um, so you can write horror team stories. You can write um, action adventure stories that have nothing to do with superheroes whatsoever. You can write your romance novels, just like you have Archie comics and the rest of them. So you can tell a wide range of stories, a diverse range of stories, um, using the medium of comics. So for me, most of my characters are, or most of the worlds I've created in this comic book space are superhero characters. So, so I'm not saying you can't write superhero characters. You can 100% write superhero characters, but don't limit yourself to that. So sometimes you might have an idea, and it's just a romance, romance themed story. You can write that on the comic book. It might just be a war, an epic war story. You can write it in a comic book, so you are not limited. You are not limited whatsoever of that story that you can tell, by the medium of comic books. So while you're in here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like the content, share it as many times as you want, and also click the notification button so each time I post something up on YouTube, you would immediately be notified and you can come and see this delicious, delicious content. So I joke, I jest. To back to the point, you can tell diverse stories, as many types of stories as you can think. So whatever story you see if you see a Shakespearean theme story, you can write the same in a novel and in a comic book. So now, I have my book currently available on Amazon. It's titled Heroes League, Origin Volume 1, to be more accurate. So it's available on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle if you have, if you are the Kindle Select plan or the Kindle Limited plan rather. You can read it on your Kindle. You can buy it and own it, or you can borrow it and read it as well. But you can also get the paperback copy with a beautiful cover. You can also get a paperback copy, the ring lights on it, but we don't mind. Keep going, we keep going, we keep improving the content on the channel. So this is the book, beautiful book, wonderful finishing. The book, work with some amazing artists to get it done. But just as with every book I'll be talking about on here, I wrote the script for the book. I did the scripting, storytelling, everything about creating the story was from me, and then I worked with amazing artists to come up with the inking, lining, the inking, the line art, the penciling, and the coloring as well. So you can get a paperback copy if you want. I could drop your email in the comment section, or just drop your email in the comment section, and then I'll send a link to you where you can pay, and then the book will get shipped to you, right to your doorstep. So that's it about that book. So make sure you get it available on Kindle as well. I may even drop the link in the description below, so you can get the book and enjoy reading the book. So I think at this point we're coming towards the end of today's show on Google Creative Comics TV. So you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is Google Steak, on Twitter, or X is now called at Google Steak. You can also follow the comic book handle. It's Wahala Comics. Wahala Comics is one handle. We have Wahala Comics Uni, another handle. So it's WAHALA Comics UNI, all one word. Also follow the same thing on Instagram as well. Wahala Comics, just Wahala Comics on Instagram. So you get as much information and update as they come up. So once again, you like and subscribe to this channel, and drop your comments. Let me hear what you think about the content, how you think the content can be improved. Things you like to hear me talk about, or discuss about. If you have questions about making comics, you need some advice, need some guidance, I'll surely be here to provide such support for you. But check out the other videos I've posted on. I posted videos a couple of days ago, some shorts as well that I posted, that sort of introduces you to the characters, in the Wahala Comics universe. Just a snippet, that's just a tip of the iceberg. So more content will be coming on here. I'll be having explainer videos where I will explain, I'll give you insight into various stories, that I've been written, explain the powers, facets of different characters. As time goes on, we'll have live stream videos where I'll have discussions with people that come on to watch the videos with like yourselves, So every view, every like matters. Really appreciate those who have viewed and liked this video, the previous videos. So say once again, thank you for being part of today's show. You can leave me a comment in the comment section and look forward to it. If you want to know more about any character, just drop a comment and I'll get back to you. So once again, thanks for watching and do have a splendid rest of the day.